Right now, across the country, there are workers climbing down ladders into these industrial tanks where the air looks perfectly clear, the lights are on, and the atmosphere is entirely deadly. Welcome to today's deep dive.
Yeah.
We are looking at a contractor essentials buying guide today to unpack the really critical life-saving differences in confined space gas detection.
Mm.
Because one single piece of kit basically dictates if an excavation site or a tank is actually safe to breathe in.
Right, because that clear air is deceiving. The most dangerous hazards down there, they're completely invisible.
Wow.
Yeah, if oxygen levels plummet or toxic gases pool below you, your senses won't warn you. The hardware you carry is literally your only lifeline.
Okay, so let's unpack how these detectors actually, breathe the air. Standard monitors out there, a lot of them rely on diffusion. But on a closed site, that's a massive liability.
Right, absolutely. Standard fusion monitors, they rely entirely on ambient air movement to push gases across the sensor membrane,
Okay.
which is fine on an open, breezy site, but it's completely useless in a stagnant pit.
Because of the vapor density, right?
Exactly. Heavy gases like hydrogen sulfide don't just float around uniformly. They sink. They pool right in the lowest corners of a space.
I see. So relying on a diffusion monitor on your belt means you wouldn't even get a warning until you physically climb down into that invisible cloud of H2S yourself.
Right, you're already in it.
It's like waiting to smell burnt toast from 3 rooms away instead of just, sticking a long straw directly into the toaster.
That is a great analogy, yes. And that is exactly why pump detectors are mandatory for confined space entry.
Okay.
Instead of waiting for the air to come to the sensor, a pumped monitor actively draws the atmosphere through a sample hose.
Like the straw.
Exactly like the straw. And some of these industrial units, they can pull a sample from up to 33 meters away.
But really, 33 meters?
Yes, up to 33 meters. So you get a completely accurate reading of the absolute lowest point of a shaft before your boot ever even touches the ladder.
Okay, well, because those heavy gases settle at the bottom where diffusion won't reach them. I know Australian law actually dictates how these pumped monitors have to be used.
They do. Safe Work Australia and standards like the NZS 265 2009 standard, they are built entirely around this physical reality.
Right.
You are legally required to test the atmosphere from the outside, reaching that lowest point first.
From the outside, not once you're already in.
Right, exactly. You have to verify oxygen is sitting perfectly between 19.5% and 23.5%.
Okay.
You also have to check the LEL.
That's the lower explosive limit, right?
Yes, the LEL for combustible gases alongside toxic threats like carbon monoxide and, of course, H2S.
Right. But here's where it gets really interesting, I think. Because I can easily see a contractor or a crew chief saying, hey, we tested this exact pit yesterday. It looked fine then. We're on a deadline. Let's just clip the personal monitor on and go.
Yeah, and that assumption right there is the single most common cause of confined space fatalities.
Really? Just assuming it's still fine.
Mm-hmm. Yes. The atmosphere inside these spaces is highly dynamic. Just a slight change in temperature or groundwater seepage.
Oh, sure.
Or even just disturbing the sludge at the bottom of a tank. That can suddenly release trapped gases.
Wow.
So the pre-entry test really just gets you in the door safely.
Oh, I see.
The regulations demand continuous monitoring once work starts because conditions can literally turn lethal in minutes.
Right. And if you're mandated to do continuous monitoring, well, the hardware doing the testing actually has to survive the environment it's in.
Oh, absolutely. It takes a severe beating.
Yeah, I mean, mining requires shaft and vessel entry utilities are handling urban manholes and sewers. You've got extreme dust, outback heat moisture.
Yeah, the environment usually destroys the equipment long before the actual work does. So for site managers buying pumped monitors, there are really 3 vital features to look for.
Okay, what's the first one?
First is a wide operating temperature range. It has to function flawlessly whether it's freezing down south or boiling up in the Pilbara.
Makes sense. And the second?
Second, you need NFC or wireless data logging.
Well, because if you're managing a Tier 1 site, your compliance audits basically depend entirely on proving you actually did the calibration and the pre-entry testing.
Precisely. If it isn't logged, it didn't happen. You need audit-ready records instantly.
Right.
And the third crucial feature is an IP68 rating for maximum dust and water resistance, but coupled specifically with wireless induction charging.
Okay, I'll stop you there. Because when I hear wireless charging, I'm thinking of that flimsy little phone charger on my nightstand. How does delicate technology like that actually survive on a brutal mining site?
Well, it's actually the opposite of delicate. Induction charging uses an electromagnetic field to transfer energy.
Right.
Because you don't need a physical electrical connection. Manufacturers can encase the entire battery and all the internal electronics in thick impenetrable plastic.
Ah, I see. So there's zero exposed metal contacts on the outside of the unit.
Exactly. Think about a standard gas detector rattling around in the back of a ute for 6 months,
Right, it's destroyed.
right? Traditional charging ports get packed with grit or they corrode from the moisture. A corroded port means that the device won't charge, it gets left in the truck, and the crew goes in blind.
Right, so induction charging completely eliminates that major failure point.
Yes, you are permanently sealing the unit from the elements.
Wow. So the real takeaway here for any site manager is that pumped gas detectors are genuinely the only bridge between assuming a space is safe and actually knowing it.
That's it. Without that active air draw and the bulletproof hardware, you are just guessing. And in a confined space, guessing is a fatal game.
Yeah, well, the Contractor Essentials Guide actually makes a point that these confined space incidents almost always stem from human error,
Yeah, they do.
like skipping the pretest or assuming the air is fine based on yesterday, or even just simply forgetting to charge a corroded unit, like you said.
Exactly.
So here's a thought. If our technology can pull air samples from 33 meters away and instantly log the data wirelessly and charge straight through solid plastic, how far are we from future safety protocols that just completely engineer the human assumption element out of the equation entirely?
That is the ultimate goal, right?
Right. I mean, when you're stepping into the dark, maybe the absolute best tool we have is the one that simply doesn't let us trust our own instincts. Something to explore on your own. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.